In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, under a moonless sky, a silent tragedy began. It was March 1942 when the Italian merchant ship Sicula was crossing the Atlantic. On board was a 28-year-old sailor named Piero Leori, a quiet man known for two things. He never complained, and he never gave up. At 3:17 a.m., a torpedo from a German U-boat struck the Sicula. The explosion ripped the ship apart. Metal screamed. Men were thrown into the Black Sea. Piero was asleep in the lower cabin. The blast crushed the door and fractured his ribs. Salt water rushed in. He had 5 seconds to reach the surface. 5 seconds to live. He kicked, he clawed, he broke through a floating table and pushed himself upward. When he reached the surface, there was no ship, only burning debris and darkness stretching endlessly. Every other sailor? Gone. Piero was now alone in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. He grabbed a broken wooden plank, barely large enough to keep him afloat. He tied his belt around it. He prayed. He waited. Hours passed, then days. On day 3, sharks circled him. He splashed weakly to scare them off. On day 5, his lips cracked, his skin peeled. He drank rainwater by squeezing his shirt into his mouth. On day 7, he hallucinated. He saw islands, boats, faces. None were real. But he refused to die. Every time he felt himself fading, he whispered, "Not yet, not like this." On the 10th day, a British ship, the HMS Biddeford, spotted something strange, a moving piece of wood with a man tied to it. When they pulled him aboard, the sailors froze. He was still alive, barely breathing, but alive. Doctors later said he should have died on day 1, but he didn't. Why? Because Piero never let go of the plank, not even for a second, not even when he fainted. That single decision, to tie himself to life, saved him. Piero Leori survived 10 days alone in the Atlantic Ocean, with broken ribs, no food, almost no water, sharks circling him, scorching days and freezing nights. He became known as the man who refused to die. When reporters asked him how he survived, he said, "I told the ocean, you can take everything, but not me." Never underestimate the strength of a human who decides to live. Sometimes your courage is the only thing between life and death. And sometimes holding on, even with one hand, is enough to survive the impossible.